Hear the voice of the bard, who present, past, and future sees, whose ears have heard the holy word that walked amongst the ancient trees, calling the lapsed soul and weeping in the evening dew, that might control the starry pole and fallen light renew. O earth, return! Arise out of the dewy grass. Night has worn, and the morn rises from the slumberous mass. Turn away no more, while wilt thou turn away? The starry floor, the watery shore, is given thee to the break of day. Good to be with you, my friends. It is I, your bard, at a new time. Yes, school starts up this week, so this will be my normal starting time for weekdays. Weekends, it'll be back at 7. And tonight I will also be on around 5 p.m. to do your video game streaming with you in the evening time. You like the background here, you see it? It gives an explanation of the elements. I thought it was a beautiful symbolism to share with people. The wonderful pentangle, right? The snake is here. Good to see you. Snake Bane guy, good to have you here. Zerg Zerg. What is this blasphemy? Hubert, you bring the blasphemy. No one else is bringing it here, only you. And the chauffeur of Ariana Grande, God is a woman, right? I heard that song this morning. God is a woman, right? What's wrong with God being a woman, right? Why does that hurt people's feelings? Why are you so offended when God is a woman, right? Do you ever ask yourself why? Why would it be wrong for God to be a woman? God should be a woman, damn it. Oh, let's see. Andrew Flower, human English translation over a Daedric book. Pretty much, right? Beautiful Monday morning to all my friends. It's Monday again. That is the day. It's here, right? Well, time is an illusion. Monday keeps coming back, right? Greetings all. Greetings to you. Spiritual entertainment, my friends. Don't forget as you're coming in to hit the like button at the top of your screen. At some point, I'm going to talk about reincarnation versus what we know from science. And I think it's time to leave this. Reincarnation was a good explanation for why do I have thoughts that are from the past. But now we have scientific evidence to understand that your DNA carries memories, right? There's enough science to, everything spiritual. It doesn't have to be invisible, right? It doesn't have to be rooted in pure metaphysics. I think the idea of ancestral memory is a very real thing to move forward with in terms of explaining past life regression. Because people experience these things, and there's all different types of religion that really guides it. But religion is beautiful, but it should not exclude scientific discovery. And we certainly know that we have memories in ourselves that we could certainly pass on. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about that at some point. The Eye in the Lord of the Rings. Oh my. You are referring to the background. You enjoy it? All of the elemental powers here for your entertainment leisure. It has something to do about we are the best. We are the beast we worship. You are into bestiality. Is that what you're saying? Hoodie is here. What, you want me to go home? I am home. I'm in my mother's basement right now, the broadcasting. Yeah. Thanks God you're not a Protestant. You just like being a dick. You're happy with being a dick. You don't mind not being a Protestant as long as you continue to be a dick. Yeah, these people, they have no real spirituality at all, that are always going after their neighbors, right? I'm not like my neighbors. You are not nothing. You are living in an illusion. You have no real spirituality at all. You have nothing to offer to the world. How does that make you feel? Right? Make my shit the chronic is here. All right, good to see you, our friend. Good to have you here once again. Religion is a science. It certainly can be. Our creativity is what our religion is, right? And there's no reason why it should not exclude scientific endeavors and discovery. Science to me is a spiritual activity. You like armpits and kink, don't kink shape you. You like putting your privates in armpits. All right. Well, you could, I'm not here to judge you. I'm just an entertainer. Aura Knights is here. Good to see you. And Satanist mayor. Satan, you are a mayor, but you're also a king. Look at you. You're doing your satanic politics, right? Steve, I made Steve late for the gym this morning because my show didn't start till now. So we had a little bit later start. The entity. Oh, shit. You love me? Yeah, that happens all the time. People fall in love with me when they watch. If you love me, hit the like button at least, right? You got all these people here. What's up with the like button? It's at the top of your screen. Give it a poke, right? I don't care what you poke it with. That's not my problem. As long as you're poking it, right? Make my shit the chronic. You don't remember that song? You're from 1967. You should know that song, right? Our chronic is here. Yeah. The Bible is so confusing to you. What's confusing about it? What do you find confusing about it? I mean, that's usually an excuse not to read it and study it. You should certainly study it. You don't have to agree with it. There's plenty of stuff to criticize, right? You're walking your dog. You're behind schedule. I'm sorry, my friend. I will donate if you can spare Israel. Israel. You remember the song, Susie and the Banshees? That's the only type of Israel I recognize. When Susie and the Banshees sings it, you listen, right? Old Yahweh is number one. No, he's a big dick, what he is. You're about to smoke a fat blinker off this pen for the homies. Look at you. You're going old school. You ran out of reefer papers and now you're putting holes in your ballpoint pen. You take the ink out and you made an improvised reefer smoker. Look at you. You just got to be careful with the plastics. Same thing with aluminum cans, right? Some of you have done the aluminum can. That's probably not the best way to inhale your reefer, right? Father Bud, I have tapped twice, but can you give advice on what I can do to be reincarnated as a lady's spandex? Oh, well, reincarnation to me, ancestral memory is how I understand it. So the idea of you becoming less than human is really off the table for me. I don't see like the idea of becoming a lesser form of species in terms of, the food chain, right? I don't see it that way myself. And I'm going to talk about reincarnation certainly soon when our viewership gets up a little bit. I will certainly have talk. Yeah. So awesome, so amazing is here with the Awen symbol. You know the Awen, my friend. You let it flow. Let the Awen flow today. Everything is just a huge fairy tale. You've read it. Well, I'd rather have a fairy tale than a boring and lame life. Yeah. Too many words in the Bible. There's no subway surfers in the background. Oh, damn. So it's all about concentration for you. You are illiterate, is what you're saying. I seem like I play Elden Ring. Oh, certainly. I love Elden Ring. It's a fun game. Yeah. Maybe I'll live stream it. I stream games in the evening time. So maybe I'll live stream Elden Ring. Tonight, there's a brand new game that's in early access. That's a beautiful, beautiful game called Dalrehold. And I've been streaming that. It's new on Steam. You can get it for like $20, something like that. I'll be doing that tonight. I've gone through it. I'm still alive, so I'm going to keep going. Name what you want. Yeah, Lady in Red, baby. Lady in red. God isn't real, Josh. You have to remind us every day, right? In Japanese legends, even objects can become spirit after 1,000 years. Yeah, that makes sense in terms of evolution, right? The idea that of things changing, things having being and purpose in developing, right? True, Rivers Duruma. Wild Carey Island, Fiona the Bard is here, and Farmer. You're going, the handover is passing. Does anyone want to quit alcohol with me? Or you still have a hangover, Fiona? You've been drinking it up at night, all the Guinness, all that Irish alcohol. Guy Incognito is here. We really don't see him because he's incognito. So when you see him in the chat, it's really a secret, right? What do I think about microplastics? I don't like plastics. I think there's better ways to create things. We use plastics because it is the most efficient in terms of, our pocketbooks. I think there's better ways. Like, for instance, the plastic bottles for your 2 liter of Coca-Cola. I think it'd be more efficient to use a glass bottle and recycle the glass. You can't recycle plastics, right? I'm not saying don't use plastics. I mean, this phone here is made out of plastic, right? I think we could use less plastics than what we're using. All right. I mean, look at the landfills. The landfills, how far can you dig and bury, right? At some point, it's going to come back and haunt us, right? Our garbage is, in terms of our waste, is really something we are trying to manage, like a bad credit. You have a overdue credit card, right? We keep burying it. We keep drawing more from other credit cards to pay off our credit. That our waste is going to catch up with us at some point, right? If it hasn't already, Kiki is here. God Kiki is here. You're thinking of drinking. You get, yeah. I don't do a lot of drinking. I mean, myself. I mean, I had bought a 4-pack of Guinness that was the European Guinness. Now, Fiona's like, there's only one kind of Guinness. Well, over in the United States, they market several forms of Guinness. There's Guinness Stout European, which means the alcohol content is jacked up to 10%. Normal Guinness is about 4% alcohol content. And the European Guinness, the stout, that's what I like. That's what I had for Lunasa. Lunasa is a celebration of the harvest and wheats and barleys and corns and all of that fun. And so Guinness is a way I commune with the ancestors. Yeah, someone is making too much money from plastic. Do we need it? Yeah. Yeah, I think you should change your first name to God Kiki. Then we have appropriate worship of you. You can't recycle plastic. That's a lie. When you put plastic in a recycle bin, they burn it. You cannot recycle it. It's not like paper. Plastic cannot be recycled. You see, that's been the biggest scam ever, right? A wonderful Reiki master is here, Natalie. Wonderful diviner. She has a beautiful channel. She's got 2 channels now, right? But she does all of her divining on another channel, oracle cards. If you're Rose and Rook is the name of it. If you're interested in getting occasional readings, she does it on there, right? Sometimes people get on, it's the right place and the right time, you get that reading, right? That's what Natalie does, yeah. You are looking at the beach in Ghana is covered in crap. I am sorry to hear that. Guinness is too dark. Well, Guinness is like filled with all kinds of vitamins and things, right? Absolute vodka is probably the most pure form. Yeah. I'm not a big drinker. I only drink on occasion for holidays and things. Very rarely do you see me drinking. You worshipped yourself twice today. Well, did you break your hand? Yeah. This is divine intervention. Save us, John. Save us. You are here with your divine intervention. Latasha is here. Grand rising to you, Latasha. And Red is here. Good to see you, Red. Now, I want to talk about this topic. You can read this all in my Substack. So if you've read my Substack, you're getting repetition here. But I wanted to share this topic. I have a theory that about reincarnation that is rooted in scientific discovery. I think I call it ancestral memory. That's how I understand what is called past life regressions. I don't interpret it as that. And I think this is a topic that people need to start talking about. Because when you have the science, your religion needs to catch up, right? Your spirituality needs to catch up. The idea that you remain in a place of contradiction when the science is there, is unhealthy for the world, right? Science is spirituality to me. It helps inform your spirituality. Now, the idea of past life regression is usually explained through ancient systems like Hinduism, right? That frames these experiences as karmatic events that must be resolved. And while meaningful to many people, this approach does not always align with modern research. What shows about how memory and experience can move across generations. A more scientific alternative to consider wherever what people describe as past life memories may actually be inherited memories rather than evidence of a previous life they've lived. Inheriting the memories rather than, I used to be that person. Current research in epigenetics shows that trauma and learned responses can be passed from one generation to the next through biological changes rather than direct experience. Now, a systematic review published in what this publication called Cells, so all kinds of these scientific manuals that I'll be discussing, describes how trauma can affect children and even grandchildren through measurable biological markers, such as DNA methylation patterns in stress-related genes like NR3C1. So that's some of you know the science. Other people, I'm speaking in a different language. I'm talking about how you inherit memories through your genetics. These changes have been linked to altered stress responses, accelerated biological aging, and the increase of risk of anxiety and depression disorders in later generations. There's all kinds of psychological research of how your psychology can be inherited, right? Another review, what is called Frontiers in Psychiatry, explains that trauma-related epigenetic variations often appear as pathways connected to stress, regulation, immune signaling, neurodevelopment, and metabolic process. Now, these patterns have been observed across multiple generations and across different types of trauma exposure. This science has been going on for quite a long time, right? Another review from the International Journal of Molecular Influence Sciences further supports the idea that trauma can influence gene expression through DNA methylation, histone modification, and non-coding RNAs. Now, these mechanisms can regulate stress-related genes and create long-term biological changes that persist across generations. These findings support the broader idea that the DNA is not only a biological blueprint, but also a form of stored information. Think about that. You are a living memory bank, right? If trauma can leave measurable marks that shape the emotional and psychological responses of descendants, then it's reasonable to consider that non-traumatic impressions may also be passed down. This aligns with laboratory studies, showing that animals can inherit learned responses from their grandparents. It also aligns with reports from organ transplant recipients who describe emotional patterns or memories connected to their donors. Now, while these cases are still being studied, they raise an important question about how memory and experience may be carried biologically. When people describe a sudden familiarity with a place, a skill, or a story they have never learned, it may not require the assumption of a past life, of being reincarnated. It may be an inherited memory surfacing through biological pathways that science is only beginning to understand. This perspective allows us to reinterpret experiences often labeled as reincarnation in a way that fits with current evidence rather than relying solely on older spiritual frameworks, right? Now, you don't have to throw away the idea of a reincarnation. You can build upon it. You could use science as evidence and help reinterpret this experience as a real, substantial one that people certainly experience. And you have the scientific evidence for it, right? There will always be people that want to stay in the past. They're comfortable with it. But I think when there's science there, you should take your religion and move forward. I think that is a healthy thing to do. When you smoke crack cocaine, your children inherit. Yeah. Good to see you, our good friend Blake. We served the Emperor last night together, fighting the Xenos. It was a difficult battle, but we made the Emperor proud. Fresh Gaia smile. Good to see you. Good morning. Was it Star Child? Is that how you greet people? She's got an interesting channel. She talks about spirituality. And we're talking about reincarnation today. We're talking about it as in terms of science, that you inherit the memories of your ancestors. And sometimes people experience these memories in a profound way. And my theory is you are not reincarnated. You are merely experiencing your DNA that you've inherited, right? Trinity, good to see you, our good friend. And Johnny Apple, oh my. John, you are my father, are you? Oh, we don't praise Nurgle here. Nurgle is an evil being, and in the Emperor's name, we will wipe out all the lovers of the Nurgle. All these evil religions of that are in around our world. Rhonda, good to see you. You love the topic. Thank you. Rhonda's on duty today. Good to have you here. And the camera lady is here. She just joined our Discord server. Now, if you're a community member, on my About Me page, there's a members only tab. You have videos, live, so on and so forth, posts. If you are a community member, you get an extra tab that says members. And then there will be a Discord link that right there. We want to see you on Discord. We have a wonderful community. Yeah. Ancestral embodiment. That's a good way to describe it. You are your ancestors. You continue their memories, right? And you add to it, right? Let's see here. For the Emperor. That's right, my friends. We had really a good time last night. Yeah. I agree with you, Bob, that ancestral memory is coded in our DNA. But I'd go further to say that we are one and spiritually can tap into memory that has been experienced. See, the idea that everything you need is in your DNA. And as a spiritual endeavor, you can tap into the plenitude, right, of that. I think that is a very interesting thing that Natalie, our Reiki master, has brought up, right? That you are your ancestors. All of their memories, all of their wisdom is hidden within you, right? Isn't that interesting to look at yourself like that, right? The beauty of that, right? Very beautiful way. Thank you, Natalie. That was very interesting. See, this is an interesting topic. Have you heard of this being talked about? Because before I published my Substack, I could not find any other spiritual people talking about this. I'm sure there has to be others. I wasn't able to find any. I found, scientific manuals talking about ancestral DNA memories, but not as spiritual people talking about it, right? I'm sure some of you probably could lead me to some examples that are out there. Oh man, I will ban me. Oh, John, are you being a penis? Yeah, you're frustrating people here. You're going to get banned. Yeah. You own the channel, John? No, John is not a representative of the channel here. Fresh Gaia definitely believes this, right? I meet a lot of people that tell me that we have a community member who she says that she is Athena, that she is the goddess that has gone through very different stages of change and transformation and coming back here, right? That's how she experiences life, as this being known as Athena, right? And that very well could be true in terms of her DNA, right? In terms of the experiences, right? This idea of a person in your past, all of their experience belongs to you, right? You think about that. You could tap into that through meditation, perhaps. Like, I've never tried to do that. But, if you look at some of the archetypes within humanity, for instance, in the Western culture, think about the Jesus, right? And how pleasant it is to have a communication with that reality. That's a memory, because it is not a fact of life. You're not looking at Jesus in the room. You are tapping into your psychological reality. You are looking at a memory, and you're finding communion, the memory of divinity. Now, this is like I was a former Christian minister. I spent a lot of time in the Eastern Fathers and practiced a form of yoga called Hesychism. And the idea of the divinity being fully present to you in every part of what you are. The fathers would speak of what is called the memory of God, about returning to that memory, which is a living memory. That is a reality, because it's not like you could see it, right? You're not going out. You have to turn inward to a presence that begins in your memory, right? The experience, right? So this is an interesting perspective. You like the symbol behind me, Kevin? Right there, all of the elements. Yeah, I thought it was a beautiful expression. You didn't believe in past life until your children were born. Yeah, it's interesting. I think that for going forward, I think for like Sam Harris, for instance, he's a wonderful atheist. He understands that he sees a lot of our spirituality as really an expression of our humanity, rather than beings we cannot see, right? And I think that is an interesting way to reinterpret as much of the conversations that we have about spirituality as real living experiences that can be demonstrated by our sciences. Yeah. Um, it's a medical wheel. This is why you see this behind me right here. That's the medical wheel. Yeah. Um, you have too many pockets. Lewis, the Pope of Dope, is here, and Trinity, a couple of my players from my Friday night game. We lost one of our players, unfortunately, right? I had to ask her to leave because she was having a lot of medical problems at our table. And my wife runs my business. I'm just the person who speaks, and she deals in insurances and things. She's like, if something terrible happens to that person, and you are aware, you created the environment, you are going to be held responsible. You have to let that person go. You can't be responsible for their health. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. It's an unfortunate thing, right? So we lost one of our players on Friday, but we got another one right away. Who's going to start out as a magical sword, right? So awesome, so amazing. Who's the sick one here? Is someone having a sickness? You are directly disrespectful to God. John here is he's not even funny. I mean, you could do a better job at trolling, John. Come on. I mean, there's no humor in what you're doing here. Let's see. You are a white mage, bro beard. What does that mean? I don't understand that. John is still waiting to be banned. Derbasti 666. Nice to see you, Alfred. And the servant of Anubis, Vixen, is here. And our good friend, Autumn Anxiety. You kissed a girl and God turned you into a pillar of salt. Oh my, what a punishment. What a punishment. And Baba Ganesh is here. Good to see you, Baba Ganesh. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I fought enough in the occult wars. Well, we're just beginning. Take up your pentacles, my friend. There's so many powers of the elements we must draw upon. Yeah. She was very bright. Yeah. Our player. Yeah, she was very entertaining. Yeah. And it's sad. I'm very sad that we had to let it go. I didn't want to do it, right? But it's not safe for her. My level of comedy, unfortunately, is not safe for people. I mean, and she expressed that. So that's unfortunate. The Glizzy Lord. Oh my, you are downing the wieners today, are you? In a medieval way, are you? Right? Let's see. The goblins are here. Our wonderful goblin family. Good to have Mr. and Mrs. Goblin here. And our good friend Hal 9000. Is there any way to send you a photograph? I appreciate your opinion on it. It's a spiritual thing. As long as it's not your penis, I wouldn't mind your penis either. But Hal, you can access our Discord. You are a community member, and you could send me images on there. No problem. Or you can email me, Hal. My email is in my About Me as well, if you want to send me a Kimberly Murphy, nice to see you. Hail Cthulhu, friends. Lenny is craving burritos this morning. There's never enough, right? There's never enough burritos, right? Bradley Bear, good to see you. Yeah, we're at a new time slot today, friends. School is starting this week, so 8:30 will be my normal starting time. And in the evenings, when I get home, I'm going to be doing gaming streaming every night during the week. Yeah. Tonight, I'm going back to the game I've been playing for. The developer's really pleased by our videos. Yesterday, usually people don't watch my video game streams, but more and more people are, which I'm very grateful for. Maybe it's because of my humor. I don't know. Yesterday, our Space Marines 2 stream did really well. I was surprised because that's not like a new game or anything. But there's a lot of devotees of the emperor out there, I guess, right? Oh my. Gay streaming is the best. Yes, we love our homosexuality here. My daughter told me, because my daughter is a queer, she says. That's what she calls herself, right? She goes, you are, we were talking about Pride Month. And I'm like, I celebrate Pride Year. She goes, you can do that. You're what we call an ally. I'm like, oh, great. I'm an ally. I got the achievement. I'm an ally of the diversity community. That is what I'm called, an ally. The ancestral bond is the only blood that you can't break. You can break every other bond. That's right. You are your ancestors, even the terrible ones. They belong to you, right? If you could see this now, you'll be more upset with me. I fought hard to separate from the faith community. We lost some battle. We celebrate. What is this faith community? What does that mean? How do I access the Discord? All right, Hal. On this my page here, you see some tabs like videos, shorts, live posts. You'll see one that says members. You go to that and you scroll down. Discord link will be right there for you, my friend. That's how you do it. Now, if you're having difficulty doing that, you could send me an email and I'll get you on there. Yeah, you are a community member here. You've been here for a long time. So we certainly want to get you on there. Let's see here. You earned a badge. Oh my. Solomatic magic separation spells, Maleficarium, Necromancia, Gotia, Defaxio, Rot Magic, and more. Kennedy, what the hell are you doing? Oh my, you don't need all that stuff. You just go up to the druids and make your magic concoction, boil it for a year, and you got some hour. I mean, this is the Lunasa was, some people celebrate it all week long, right? It's Kenedwin's festival, right? Interesting enough, Lunasa is my first introduction of the Wheel of the Year. You know, you got all these synchronicities because Kenedwin's a big deal to me, right? That's Kenedwin's festival, right? Lunasa. Goose, goblins, fae, spirits, same thing. Yeah, maybe for you. Yeah. You got it, Hell, great. There's a secret knock. Oh my. Thank you, Lenny. Thank you. Yeah, I'm no longer a deacon. I have retired from Christianity. I put in my paperwork to my bishop. That was a year ago. I am no longer, the deacon implies that I'm a minister. I am not. Now, for some Catholic folk, you can never be unordained. Once you're this, you're always that, right? But I have renounced the church, so I can no longer be considered a deacon. Am I doing white magic? No, I don't do any colored magic. Magic to me is inspiring people. Nothing more than that. The festival for Lou, yeah. Some werewolves and vampires. What's going on here at your house? You sound like you're having a good time with the local fanfare, right? The Duke of New York is here. Once this is, always that, so it is written, so it shall be, conjuring up all from these various places and realms, all kinds of deities and fairy folk, so on and so forth, Bigfoot, and etc., 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 right? They're all here. They're all in your memory. They're all in the land. You know, the land has just as much memory as you do, right? Let's see here. All right. She's at home. You're not at home now, Goblin? Kevin, you love black magic. The Black Sabbath, right? Yeah. Spiritual entertainment, my friends. Don't forget as you come in, I'm going to be here for another hour and a half to hit that like button. Very important to me because I do this to make a living. And consider becoming a member of our community. There's a join button down there. For the price of a cup of coffee, small, medium, or large, you could support what I do. Even going to that money symbol and giving me 10 cents or something like that. It all adds up at the end of the day. And it helps me to come back and to do this and eventually to have more of a professional arrangement in terms of office and, paying workers and things like that. We are growing. We are a small channel, but we are a growing channel. We just hit 75 at the beginning of the month or the beginning of the week, 75,000 subscribers. By Christmas time, we will certainly be at 100. We have a steady growth here. We have a steady, slow development for our community. So think about helping build that. If you believe in what I do, if you believe in the comedy, if you believe in the spirituality, if you have a good time with like-minded people, think about contributing to that. I used to do this as a hobby, but when people started paying me, I'm able to be here every day. And I will continue to do that for the next 25 years, my friends. So anything you can give it to help about out, I appreciate it, right? You do a fair bit of malefic work, black magic. White magic's lovely and all, but I like putting bread on the table and paying. Yeah, I think the practice of hex is deplorable. I think it is a great evil in the world. And the idea of, you have to understand something. All of the terrible ill will that you put on others, you are not separated. You are not separated from other people. We share the same humanity. We share the same experience. We carry the same memories. We all come from the same ancestors. All of us. At some point, we're all related, right? So me trying to destroy you is really destroying myself, right? So I think black magic is a deplorable practice. Now, dark energy magic is different. The idea of putting the pentacle upside down, for instance, that is a different context, which is not evil. The idea of wishing ill upon others is really something that ultimately does no good for you. So I can't appreciate that, what people do. I display upon you the gold. Thank you, the Duke of New York. You have crowned me in the elegance of the wonderful tapestries of gold. Thank you, my friend. You practice rainbow magic on Grindr. Yeah, that's the best kind. Casting out the rainbow, hoping for the best Grindr date. Yeah, that's how me and Steve met. We met on Grindr together. Now we're lovers. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we have our Grindr dates. Yeah. It's breakfast with the bard here, Bradley Bear, our wonderful member. Yeah, it's going to come back to you eventually, right? Trust me, I know from experience it's not fun. Yeah, thank you. Trinity is sharing her experiences with you, right? You love all magic. I'm wanting to go deeper into rituals and the occult. Look at you. You're getting your occult on, right? What is rainbow magic? I'll let Steve educate you. Red is going to make him a sandwich today. I got an information here. I got a warning. It says, LifeLock detected suspicious activity on my social media. That means someone on YouTube is talking about their wiener in the comments or something. I have LifeLock moderating all of this right now. There's an artificial intelligence moderating all of my because I have to pay for LifeLock because I have gotten threats on here by Christians wanting to destroy my livelihood and things like that. Usually heathens don't really say much. Every now and then we get a lunatic on here, but mostly the Christian folks are the ones threatening my life and livelihood on here, right? Rainbow magic is gay magic. That's right. It's gay stuff. Oh, our wonderful bearded lady is here, Jenny Cleavage. You are a closet witch. Look at that. You practice your wonderful magic in the closet. Yeah, we're glad to have you here. Jenny has been a wonderful supporter for a long time, right? And we appreciate you here. Look, you're going to make a tuna mayo sandwich? Oh, well, it's better than the gas station kind, right? Yeah. Look at all. You had croissants and bacon and cheese and egg. Bradley, you have quite the breakfast at your disposal. I'm not a big breakfast person myself. Every now and then, I'd love waffles. Waffles. Going to the waffle, what is that pancake house? The House of Pancakes. Getting the strawberry waffles. That's more my thing. They're not Christians if they threaten you. Well, they think they are. I mean, I get threats by all kinds of religious fanatics here all the time. You wonder how radio magic is connected to the Noah covenant that uses the rainbow as a sign. Well, the rainbow magic is all, they were having orgies on the ark, switching it up, right? I mean, just look what happened after the ark. You know, the idea, so some of you don't know this. In the story of Noah, they caught Noah drunk, and it says that what the Ham was Ham, his son Ham looked upon his nakedness, so the other brothers covered it up, and then Noah curses Ham and his descendants, which were the Egyptians mostly, right? That is language that describes incest. And it's kind of disgusting, right? You have this incident where the mother and son get it on and have an offspring. What kind of shit are they doing on the ark? Right there. Perverted shit. I mean, that's why you have this curse that Noah puts on the Canaanites and the descendants of Ham, or the Egyptians, right? Really disgusting shit, right? But that's what it's talking about. There's a lot of coded language in those stories that people don't get it, right? Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Ham's son was Canaan. Yep, that's right. And the Canaanites were cursed, right? Yep. Do you have any advice for dealing with physical pain? I'm not a doctor, but when I am, I take Galaxy treats for my pain. A Moon Baby gummies will help take that edge off in the evening. So yeah, I'm not a doctor. I can't give advice in terms of, but I am a chronic pain person. I use marijuana in the evenings. I take a gummy, takes the edge off, right? I mean, you can't 100% remove the pain, but you can certainly take the edge off of it. Your pain is a part of my life. There's nothing I can do about it. But my pain does not determine my destiny, right? I don't let my pain tell me what to do. Whatever I'm doing, I do it with pain. But I don't let my pain tell me, stay at home today. I'm like, no, fuck you. I'm going out. You're not going to tell me what to do. You cannot let your karma, your past experiences, the things that you've inherited in your life, dictate your fate. You don't have to live that way. I think Sadhguru, the famous, guru out in the world today, he said it best. You have to learn to ride your karma. You can't help your karma; it's there, right? Whatever you inherited, your pains, or whatever if you have in life, it's part of your experience. But you don't have to let it define you. You can certainly use it. And so my pain keeps me humble. It's a wonderful thing to talk about, to share with people. It doesn't determine my fate, right? The hills have eyes. Oh my. You've seen them, Kimberly. You've seen the hills. They are talking. They have eyes. They are speaking to you. Oh my. You also something like, let me see, what did she say here, our friend Gaia? You also say something like, I may have pain, but pain doesn't have me. It helps. You see, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hate having chronic pain, but because of our herbs and spices, I'm able to manage it. Right. Some people, your pain is terrible. Right. Uh, and it's a part of you. There's nothing you can do about it. Right. But you don't have to let it guide your story. You can draw inspiration from your pain. Right. Remember that saying, no pain, no gain. I mean, that's a fact. Right. That is a fact of life. See the shadow man. Did anyone see? I did a reflection before I came on here today in my YouTube shorts. If you want to go to my YouTube shorts section, is a meditation about shadow work. I'm. It's just an image of a crow, and I'm using my wonderful narrator's voice talking about shadow work. It's probably about a minute long. It's not very long. Yes, people don't like the bard, don't understand the magical qualities. Oh my. Chiropractor does help as well. I haven't gone to a chiropractor in a long while, but cracking that back, it brings so much relief and in healing, right? My problem is there's no arthritis, there's no cartilage, right? Odin is in the building. Oh my. Awesome, so amazing, our friend. You have all of the wonderful animals. I shared also in my YouTube shorts this morning my bunny rabbit kissing my phone. You get to see that too. She comes up, I'm petting her. She gets up and starts licking the phone. You get to see that. She's an adorable creature. Yeah, Lewis here, he is a chronic reefer smoker to deal with his pain, right? A new hymen in a skirt, that wasn't necessary. What is that? Is spirit ether? That's another way to determine it. My ancestors called spirit the Nufre. The Nufre to me is a little bit more flavor, a little bit more deeper. This natural energy that's very much alive and real, something you experience that holds all of the other elements together. The elements to me are presence. They are realities. They are persons, not in the way that we are, but they certainly have presence and personhood, not in the same way humans do. But when I meditate upon these realities, it's a personal experience with real entities. That's the only way I can describe it. The elements, we are the children of the elements. All of these elements are us, right? And so they're very personable to me. You can't do weed or you'll end up, Some people that have struggled with substance abuse, there's really not a lot of options for your pain, right? Because if you take that, you're going to go down the wrong road. So you have to find alternatives like chiropractor, acupuncture, all the different forms of health and wellness, breathing exercises. If you breathe a certain way, you can release DMT, right? There's been DMT training exercises for breath. There's all kinds of these things that are available for people that have experienced substance abuse that cannot manage their pain that way, right? You love weed and hate alcohol? Yeah. Walking, does it too much booze and it changes use? Yeah, so you're not a booze person, you're a reefer, right? I use substances for my pain, but I'm not an abuser of substances. I use them throughout the day at certain points in the day to help me to engage in activities that I wouldn't otherwise be at 100%, right? Like in the evening, taking a gummy to make dinner for my family, because there's a lot of stress when like standing right now is difficult. At some point, I'm going to sit down here to talk to you. without substances, I wouldn't be able to engage in certain activities, right? You are an addict, Kimberly. Well, it's never too late for recovery. It's never too late for recovery, right? It's never too late to heal. Um, Substance abuse is a very real thing that's all around us, right? And most often, we are just putting our desires in places that can't really satisfy us. And so we don't know about other paths. So we develop these addictions, right? It's not drug, it's alcohol. If it's not alcohol, it's people. I really have to. Yeah, even you can abuse non-substances, right? There's always a desire to go to something a little bit too much, right? A big thing that really isn't considered an addiction is relationships, right? I mean, in the psychological fields, they recognize it, but modern people don't consider that, the idea of codependency is a very real thing that many people in your communities experience. They always need that other person no matter what, even if they're terrible, right? Now, wanting that person isn't wrong. Desiring to be loved isn't wrong. They're just misplacing their desires where they don't know that there's other paths, right? You're from Bosnia? Well, welcome here. You recommend an inverter. And I don't know what that is. Yeah. Whatever our intake is drugs. All right. I'm going to sit down now. Let me sit down here. I got an hour left to be with you. So I'm going to sit down and have just ran over my foot with my chair. You know what I didn't show you? Let me get my tortoise. Because my tortoise wants to say hello to you. Tortoise, where are you? Gonna make sure everything's. Let's see. Going in here to get my tortoise. Yes. You gotta start getting up, girl. It's 9:30. Here she comes, my friends. The lady tortoise for your entertainment. She's just waking up. She is just waking up, so she is really, really tired. There you are. See her? Oh, there's all your fans. There's all of your fans right there. They're looking at you, Madam Tortoise. Oh, look at that. How about a back scratch to get you going here? Oh, she just loves those back scratches. Oh, thank you. Thank you. She's waking up. She's like, oh. There you are, Madam Tortoise, my friends, for your entertainment. Isn't she adorable? Now, I have a playlist called Tortoise Cam, where you could see her eating strawberries and playing with the rabbits and all other fun things. Say goodbye to your fans. Goodbye, fans. All right, let me put her back in her heat lamp over here. Spiritual entertainment. Don't forget, friends, at the top of your screen is a like button. Please do me the courtesy of touching it. Like and subscribe. I do this every day for your entertainment leisure. I am here to have these wonderful conversations with you, to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Life, love, games, the occult, whatever you want. Just no politics. We don't do politics here. I think politics are deplorable. Our camera lady, she's got trolls in her pickle garden. Little green men live in her pickle garden. They are manifesting the reality of the pickle, right? The pickles are projecting themselves. She drew a picture of one on her channel. You could see it. Right? Where am I from? I am from the reefer of the United States, which would be Florida, formerly known as the penis of the United States, but I changed the name. It's more appropriate to being a reefer, I think. What about ontology? You want to? What type of ontology are you providing here for us? what type of ontological foundations of knowledge, of reality do you want to provide? The Elandir Odinson is here. Good to see you. And Omerto is here. All is frequency, right? I mean, there's a lot of science beyond that. The idea of frequency, very scientific. And it's also been talked about forever in spirituality, right? The idea of frequency. That certain frequencies have certain effects upon your constitution, right? Your state of being. You favor the turtle over the hare. Yeah, the tortoise always wins when it comes to the battle with the hare. They always win, no matter what. You have heard, and it's a coincidence to think about the fact that pets' life isn't measured by the owner's lifespan. Have to acknowledge a life for it after too. Yeah, I don't discount the idea that animals don't continue on after their form that they have now. I certainly believe that they do. Interesting enough, in the Bible, Isaiah chapter 11 talks about the immortality of the animal and the idea of being a pet. It's all there. If you are a Bible believer, that in the kingdom of God, you are going to have pets. It says it right there, right? You have this new world that's been resurrected, transformed, right? The future world is going to be renewed, resurrected, transformed. So all of the animals, they participate in that, right? Where's Splinter? He's with Donatello right now. They're shopping for different forms of pizza. You've inherited your mother-in-law's dog. She became your bestie. Oh, how adorable. How adorable. Yeah. We love all animals here. Well, this is the place for animals. Animal spirituality, right? You have all kinds of legends and lore when it comes to the experiences of animals. Now, I am of the belief that animals don't always see. Some people believe that animals see everything. I don't. I've done, like, for instance, encounters with dark beings in the context of people, like an exorcism, for instance. And the animal is just laying down on the floor, no big deal, right? Stuff like that. I don't think animals always see. What's your opinion on Freemasons? Freemasons are my friends. That's why Freemasons are my friends. Even when I wake to poop on the floor, like this morning. Oh, you're not pooping on the floor. Your animal is. Okay. I'm like, did she just wake up and take a dump on the floor? Or you're talking about your animal taking a dump on the floor. Yeah. You won a turtle at race when you were at the kids' pet store. Look at that. That's a fun competition, right? There's a group what believe in what they believe. Oh, always. Yeah. You have kitty cats. Look at you, Trinity has little kitty cats. How wonderful, how beautiful, how adorable. The Christian I know always says the animals don't have spirit. Yeah, they're just ignorant of their own Bible. Because the Bible clearly teaches in Isaiah 11 that animals will be in the kingdom of God. That it's not going to be just people. I mean, that's such an ignorance of the Bible, that animals are not included, right? Daniel is wailing again. My star is driving the autism. The angels are screwed up as politics. Yeah, see, I don't know what Daniel is always wailing about something, right? Animals are arguably more spiritual in general. In what way? What way? I don't see animals with the gift of creativity as we do. I think animals are dependent on our creativity. In terms of innocence, the animal kingdom, you can certainly see that. But in terms of spirituality, The animal doesn't possess what we have. We are a unique species in terms of our creativity. You know, dogs that were more human than humans you've known, in their generosity and kindness, I would imagine, right? Um, they always say only man is created in the image of God. Yeah, that's why we have all kinds of problems in the world. They ignore the world around them, right? They're only screwed up when their light shines through your lens of perception, Daniel. Deep, purifying breaths can help clear that up. See, uh, Natalie is trying to guide the madness of Daniel the Wailing. He is, he is always sharing strange things. Like one time he came on and talked about dropping the soap in jail. He was whining about it, right? I'm like, you dropped the soap. Why are you whining about it? Are you enjoying yourself, right? Um, so what's a spirit, big boy? Spirit is for me, the Neufre is the natural energy that prevails and is the foundation for, like the glue of the cosmos. That's what I see spirit as. What really holds you together, what knits you together is the spirit, right? You are all of the elements, but what brings all of those elements together is the Neufre, the spirit. That's how I understand it. Big boy. Yeah. Um, Animals have a more pure spirit connected to God. I don't think so. I don't think there's any competition, right? We're all connected. We're all rooted in one web of life. I don't think an animal has any advantages that we don't have ourselves. Um, yeah, just because you've made poor choices in your life doesn't disqualify you, in my opinion, right? Uh, Angels, not angels. Your dyslexia is showing. Oh my goodness, Daniel, you're wailing again. You're my cat's outsmarting you with random ambushes. That's always fun when your animals plan something out for you. That's always adorable, right? Having your animals do that. Um, Angels have degrees like devils. Really? Yeah, I can't keep up to. Daniel's always talking really bizarre things here, right? I just can't keep up with it. The things that he is trying to bring here. Um, yeah, angels twice. Angels. I am illiterate. I am illiterate. I'm trying to read Daniels, right? Cats, animals in general, are precious and omnipotent being. Make adorable, cuddly creatures and make them hunt each other for survival. Objectively evil. Why are you an objectively evil reality? I mean, you are no different than an animal. If it came down to your lack of culture, your lack of being loved, when it comes to your survival, you will eat your own family members. That's where our humanity. We are no different than a tiger. Uh, Tiger, when it's conditioned in a certain environment, will not eat its offspring, right? But if you put that tiger in certain circumstances, it certainly would. A chicken nugget would be certainly eaten by a chicken if that chicken is put in a certain situation, right? Um, let's see here. Uh, Daniel has some attention that he wants. Daniel wants to be my lover, right? Bird dogs don't realize they have the gift of flight. Yeah. Your brother Hawk knows he can fly when he shows off when I walk by. Yeah, yeah. I think it's if you go to like the same, like Natalie has a beautiful garden in her backyard, and her neighbor's a crow, right? Uh, Animals like hanging out. Some of them do at certain places. They find an affinity there. They find a connection, just as people do, right? Like out in my grove, and going to these places repetitively and making your presence known to all of the beings around there. It's interesting to see how they respond to that, right? We've seen in my grove, like my friend Morphin, the crow of my grove, always inserting himself in the conversation, right? It's very hilarious. Sometimes the responses of the animals that are there, right? That is my argument. An omnipotent, omniscient being canceled absolutely envision the world. Yeah, I think this philosophical idea of omniscience and omnipotence and all power is really a lie. Um, the idea of divinity being separated from humanity on such an extreme level, where you have this separation, I think is a terrible belief system that is promoted by monotheism. Um, for me, I don't see a divinity knowing everything, because what we know from our sciences, in terms of physics, there is no future yet. The future is something that is rolled out from moment to moment. There certainly is a past. And even in the past, we know from quantum entanglement can be changed, right? So this idea of a being knowing the future, to me, doesn't really make sense. The idea of understanding possibilities is certainly a being of all understanding could have calculations, right? But I think that in terms of, I see myself as a creative entity. I am part of a divine imagination. And imagination is dependent upon not having a limitation, that it's unending, that it continues to fold out, that there's no set or fixed moment for the next stroke of the paintbrush. That's how I see the world I live in. You love watching them land in your garden arch, so clumsy. Yeah. You want to buy me a diamond ring, Daniel? Go ahead. Blake Hughes, I'm stupid. Well, why are you watching, dumbass? When I see someone stupid, I move away. Not you. You participate in the conversation. That really demonstrates the level of your intellectual capacities. You want bees to keep the aphids and caterpillars? It's the argument called the problem of evil. Reframe the argument. And I agree, there's any spiritual being of a dimension is definitely not good or powerful. Yeah, the idea that God is in control, then the God is evil, because he permits the evil that good may come. That is the Christian morality right there, right? He allows evil that good, that makes you evil. A God that needs evil for good, what does that make the God? Evil, right? A God who's in control of the devil, for instance, then that makes the God the devil, right? It's a terrible. They see, Christians are limited by their book. They have to create a moral framework for it to make sense. Like their extreme presentations of free will, which we always have conversations about, how you don't really have free will. You have freedom of choice, but your will is always influenced. So you're not really free, right? Talking about codependency, my ex keeps me, he hasn't even asked about his kids. Yeah, I'm sorry that you have to experience that. Yeah. Jesus is amazing. I wish it was real. Yeah. For me, Jesus is an archetype. He's very real to me. There's certainly a memory and presence. When I see divine fatherhood, Jesus is the face. Yeah. Isn't the brain ratio that somehow gives a sense of intelligence? I don't know. Is intelligence being? I mean, do you have to? I remember when I was a young person, sensing being and trying to understand it with my limited intelligence, coming up with the explanation that God is Santa Claus, because my parents weren't religious. They didn't tell me about deities. So that was my conclusion, that Santa Claus was the deity when I was like 4 years old, because he sees you all the time. He knows what you're doing good or bad. Um, it's not the size of the wave, it's the motion of the ocean. Oh my. Scientists have uncovered a phenomenon called the third state, a transitional phase where cells from decreased organisms not only survive but transform into new molecular life forms. So that's fun. You know, it's speaking of cells. My son, he's a scientist, and he was telling me that they took cells, stem cells, that developed into a functioning brain, and they with this brain that they created, wasn't like our brain. It certainly was a brain cells. They trained it to play the video game Doom and Pong. And they did that by a series of electrocuting it, meaning I don't want you to do that, and rewarding it with other like chemicals when it did good. I mean, just think of the torment of this reality that is certainly a part of our humanity, having to be a plaything for these scientists, right? It's kind of frightening. This poor little brain that they created from stem cells, is now an expert at playing Doom. That's scary to me because, I mean, think about all the craziness that we're going to be doing because of what we've discovered about ourselves, right? New York is nothing without pizza. You are a big fan of the New Yorker. Yeah. Pizza is life for most of us. Yeah. I eat, my family gets pizza like on a weekly basis. Little Caesars is the most inexpensive pizza. Now, I prefer to make pizza from the store, but sometimes it's just as expensive. Little Caesars is really cheap. Science backs up spirituality. You learned recently that hiccups are apparently an evolutionary remnant of being water-based life forms in motion. Interesting. Isn't that interesting, right? You don't think the cells were conscious. Consciousness is massively influenced by having a body. If I remove all of your body, will you lack to have consciousness? Is consciousness only dependent on certain body parts? The idea of not having consciousness by being a clump of cells, that is something that is debatable because we really don't know. I think it is certainly possible for the nascent of human life to be conscious. I think that is very possible. Yeah. At what point does, when those cells start coming together and forming a new life, at what point do they experience consciousness? We don't know. It's certainly something that we don't have the power to determine the level of consciousness. When you're measuring the consciousness and beings, you're usually talking about their intellectual capacity. The intellect is not your consciousness. We describe it with our psychology and our sciences, but consciousness is really an independent thing of your form, your body parts, right? In my opinion, you go to Little Caesars every Friday with your son. He loves it. Pizza drone. Has anyone ever got pizza delivered by the drone? Has anyone been able to have that? That's an interesting phenomenon. People getting their groceries by robots, getting pizzas delivered. This is an interesting phenomenon, right? Consciousness is a nervous system. So says the vegans on YouTube. Yeah. Consciousness to me is not dependent on how much body you have. The body is something that is influenced by consciousness, in my opinion. That is just a theory, right? Because we can't see consciousness. But usually with sciences, they describe it in terms of the intellect. The intellect to me is not consciousness. It is merely a apparatus, an apparatus for the consciousness, like memories. Memories are storage for the ultimate service of the consciousness. But these are all theories. We can't prove any of it, right? Shalom, you love the Star of David. My fellow Jewish brother here, Marcus. Yeah. Shalom, Mishpoka. Yeah. The Green Knight is here. Oh my, are you serious? Let me see. I didn't see him coming. There he is. Our wonderful friend fighting the forces of Sauron in the streets of Toronto. It is our good friend, the Green Knight. It is always a privilege to have this famous YouTuber here. He is really successful on his. You just hit 20,000 subscribers, right? Congratulations to you, right? Very, very successful. An expert at Tolkien, and he does other fun things. Like I think you did a pirate video recently. I've been able to watch some of his previous talking about pirates and history and things. A wonderful channel. Go check out his channel. Let's see here. You never get pizza delivered. You walk to pick it up. It's expensive, I know. Yeah, if you get pizza delivered, you're talking about $30. You have minimum, right, in order to get it delivered. At least for my family, because I have to feed a lot of people here, right? Fear of the future is fear of illusion. Ooh, Natalie. She is telling the truth here, my friends. Although there are hormones that influence your behavior and evidence to suggest that other body parts have more to do with your decision-making process than your brain. You see that? You got all of the sciences here. It's complicated, right? The Noid, that's old school. And I hardly know anything compared to a research in the field, which I am not. Yeah. When I have conversations, my son's into all the sciences. I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. He uses all these terms and things that I'm really lost. I am not a scientist. Your stomach has a life of its own. So does your penis. Your penis is very much alive. That's why they call it your second brain down there, right? It like does what it wants to do, right? It's always telling you what to do sometimes as well. The real Lord of the Rings. That's what you get on the Green Knight's channel. He is an expert at all things Tolkien, right? It's interesting because I love Tolkien, but I've never read. I'm not read up on the. I have the books on my shelf, but I didn't start learning to read and write until I was 20 years old. So I missed a lot of, a traditional upbringing when it comes to books and literature. And so I never really got a chance. So it's nice to hear lore that really is about the world. Like he did a really interesting one about the ring that Aragorn wears, a whole history of it that's older than all of the rings. It's got an interesting channel. Touching the blades is here. You've done a clever music thing. What might that be? Real purpose, maintaining a great flora, braid. You get literally your gut sometimes. Yeah, you're a hobbit. Lord of the Rings is a very nice set of mythology, certainly. Yeah. Do you know where I can find some surge? Places don't have any. What kind of surge are you talking about? Have you tried your light socket? Let's see here. Where am I at? I wonder if mushrooms that makes us trip or take the stomach bugs. I'm sure there's some type of response, right, to your stomach's chemistry that allows for that to be more than it should be, right? Oh, man. Read a book called The Secret Life of Plants. I happen to have in my druidic community that I belong to is a botanist, a scientist who knows all about the green. And one time they gave us a class on an introduction to botany, which was, made me think of plants in their intelligence, right? It's not the same type of intelligence we have, but it's certainly an intelligence, right? Communicate versus pheromones, right? Good to see and hear your wisdom again. Forgive me, old bard, Simpson joke. Hello from the south coast of the UK. Good to see you, chum dog billionaire. I didn't even see your joke. I'm not always able to respond to everything. We get lots of comments on here. Sir, you can't vote Surge Soda. I've never heard of Surge Soda. Now, Jolt Cola is what I'm familiar with. Twice the caffeine, twice the sugar. Jolt Cola, right? Jolt Cola was like before they had Red Bull. I mean, it's basically the same thing, right? Has anyone had a Jolt Cola before? I don't know if they make it anymore. They certainly did when I was younger. You could get Jolt Cola. Where's my rabbit stick? Dexter, I'm sitting down, so I don't need it. It is just my walking stick. I'm having a lot of problems with my back, so I need to sit down. The time-lapse plants and trees completely change your perception, really, of seeing how they move and interact, right? Yes. Prions scare you much more? You remember Jolt Cola. You remember that sugary kick that you'd get. I mean, it wasn't the favorite cola out there, right? I mean, it was like they really did overdo it in terms of the flavor. You remember Jolt? Yeah. Green Knight remembers the Jolt, right? There's a difference between vegetarian and vegan. Certainly. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have a problem with vegans, but most of the ones that you meet are dicks. They're all about guilt trips, right? Misfolding protein leads to a cascade of look at you. The attic creator is here with all kinds of science, right? Coca-Cola with twice the sugar, double the caffeine. Basically what Jolt Cola was, right? They didn't have, I mean, during like the 80s and 90s, they did various experiments before the energy drink was born in the 2000s. And I remember like they'd have like ginseng drinks, guava drinks, all of these things that they, I think really what really began the energy drink was the tea, like the ginseng teas, the green teas, from Arizona tea. I think those were the beginnings of what we know as energy drinks, because they are the ones that started experimenting with all kinds of energies in their beverages, right? You are vegan for health issues. No religion is yeah. I think vegan could be a wonderful form of spirituality because our future is vegan. We are going to learn to process energy more efficiently with our bodies, and we're not going to be eating each other anymore. I mean, that is just a natural fact of evolution. We're not there yet, right? Let's see here. Let's see. For sure, yeah. Vegans don't consume any animal products, egg, dairy, etc. Yeah. Surge just had a limited run in 2018. You'll have to wait. Yeah. We missed it, my friends. The Surge. I think I remember seeing it at the it had the lightning bolts. Is that what it had on it? You have to go now. Thank you, Editor. You enjoy the vibes and insightful stream. Yeah, like and subscribe, friends, as you come in. Like button at the top of your screen. I do this every morning, and we have a new schedule here because school is starting. So 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. every morning, I will be with you. And every night I'm doing gaming streams. Normally, once in a while, we'll do a sundown stream in the Grove when it becomes winter time. I will be doing evening streams in the Grove, but most evenings will be all video games. Wednesday, with the exception of Wednesdays, because I don't get on till about 6, but normally around 5, I will be doing this. Sobe teas. They don't make those anymore. They had a little lizard. I think I remember that. We've evolved more sophisticated because of meat, certainly. Yeah. But eventually we're going to be able to process energy with our bodies in a more efficient way, where we don't need to eat meats. I mean, that's just a fact of evolution. Take care, Red. Have a great day. You had a weird experience drinking Sobe. You passed out, really. Everything went white. So you had some type of allergic response to it, did you? What's the difference between a 5-star and a 6-star? I don't know. Why don't you tell us? Cook food, protein stuff, it's necessary for evolution. Certainly. Yeah. That's just where we find ourselves right now, right? Good morning, Sean. God loves us all. Thank you. Yeah. Jesus is the way to heaven for you. Wonderful. Red is Satan for him, for Red. PepsiCo has quietly and effectively discontinued Sobe drinks. Damn you, Pepsi. The pentagram, hexagram is for lower protection rituals. Hexagram are for higher rituals. Yeah. For me, it's just a way to honor my ancestors. I don't do any rituals or anything. Take care, Red. Take care of yourself. It's always nice to have you here, Red. Jesus is coming soon, Angel Gully. Well, I hope so. I'm tired of hearing that repetition over and over again. So I really hope he does come and bring his spaceship here to take all the fundamentalists up into space. Yeah. Live to Survive. Live to Survive is here. You know what's an interesting feature that I've discovered? Now, they have this on Twitch. They have what is called a raid. Like when you end the stream, you can raid. You can take your audience there. They have something on YouTube called redirect your stream. And so if I have another community member that's streaming, I'm going to be doing that in the future, sending all of us there. Now, you don't have to stay there, but I think it's a very fun thing to do to help other people out. So if I see another community member streaming, I'm going to be doing redirects. Because somebody did that to me, one of my community members. I'm like, oh, that's neat. I didn't know. You could do that on Twitch. But they call it's in the studio tabs. The redirect it's in there, which I thought was quite interesting. I didn't know they had that on yet. A second coming is never impressive. Yeah. You tasted Surge in the Amazon. It was not good. You didn't like it. When I was down in South America, I never had Surge. I had Inca Cola. You ever have Inca Cola? Now, they sell it here where I live in Florida. It's imported from South America. Inca Cola. The banana flavor is real popular. If you've ever had, has anyone had an Inca Cola? I think a lot of people in the South, you are able to get it. Oh, let's see. First impression last. Super Scott, good to see you, our good friend. Good to have you here for your entertainment leisure in the morning. Cherry wine still does exist. You can get it at the Publix grocery store here. I bought some cherry wine last Christmas for my family members. It comes in glass bottles, and there's various distributors for it, right? But yeah, all cherry wine is really cherry coda. You'll be live tonight at 10 reading Lovecraft, our wonderful narrator, The Green Knight Tales, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I'll be asleep, but every now and then he does live streams during the middle of the day once in a while. I've caught him a few times when I've been out. But usually I go to bed at 8 p.m., around 8 or 9 p.m. So unfortunately, I get to miss his midnight streams. He doesn't sleep because he is here now, right? Our friend the Green Knight. He must not sleep. He's a real knight too. He is a performer. Do you still do the performances with the medieval times? Do you still do that? He shared pictures with us on our Discord server of his experiences. Fiona, you tried Cherry Coke. You like the Dark Ceridwen image. Yeah, that was one of my favorites. We'll have to bring her. Let me see if I can bring her back here. You want the Dark Ceridwen image. I have her here somewhere. I have like thousands of pentacles and things here now. Let's go all the way back to the gift. I got too many images on here. Damn. Too many images. Where is Ceridwen at? She's way, way in the past here. Let me see if I can find her. Oh, Ceridwen, where are you? Oh, great lady. Lunasa about Ceridwen, right? You celebrate Lunasa, you're celebrating this great lady. Let me see. I know her image is on here. Let me see if I can find her. Ceridwen, where are you? Damn, I think I've lost her. Damn, there's too many. I got to go through all these images and delete some of them. There's way, way too many here. Yeah, I don't know if I have her here, unfortunately, anymore. Why did I get rid of Ceridwen? I know she's in here somewhere. Damn it. Let me go back to the beginning here. One more pass through here, my friends, to see if I can find our great lady Ceridwen. I know she is on here somewhere. There's Taliesin. There's Backdoor Dan. Where is Ceridwen at? Oh, there's Taliesin again. I got lots of Taliesin. There's a bunch of tarot cards here. Where is Ceridwen? I had a beautiful image of her. That was a tattoo. And, well, unfortunately, shit. Yeah, I think I don't have it on here anymore, unfortunately. Let me see. I have a Ceridwen-like image. Let me see. Where is it at? Spiritual entertainment, my friends. I'm trying to find the great goddess Ceridwen here amongst thousands of images here on my phone. And let me see. I might have there's all kinds of beautiful ladies. I got Nemue. She is on here. There's Taliesin. Let's see. How about this lady here? The high priestess. I think this is Hecate. I think right here. Let me see here. Is this Hecate? There's Hecate. Not Ceridwen. No, I think that's Hecate. That's not Ceridwen. I got that's the Nine of Pentacles right there. Damn, I got all kinds of images of goddesses. Where did my Ceridwen image go? Right, this is quite unfortunate, and I apologize for that. I'll have to look through here and bring her back to you, my friends, because we love our great goddess Ceridwen. Let's see here. I got to put a pentacle back on here. Well, I tried to find her, unfortunately, with no luck. So I will definitely get her back somehow in the future here. Let's see here. Hidden in the shadows of time, the great goddess Ceridwen can be, you certainly can find. Her heart open to all who are true, who seek inspiration, and that might be you, right? It's the law, present your leak. Yeah. People know, let's see here. You're using your nose lately. You love the smell of celery. I can only imagine the delight of some good celery. My friend Farmer Fiona. Hail Ceridwen. Thanks for looking. I hope. Yeah, I have all kinds of. I'll have to look on my Pinterest and bring her back. I have her on my Pinterest. I know that. Kim Connors is here again. Good to see you, Kim. You like this, Daniel? You like this pentacle here. You enjoy it. This is part of, I believe, a witchboard or something. That's where this one comes from. Somebody had a witchboard and took a picture of it. It had a pentacle on it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty. Certainly we use that in my shows here. The Romans made 13 unlucky. The Romans did that. I don't know. I don't know the lore of the number 13. I'm not an expert. It's really hard to draw by hand. Pentacles, yeah, I would imagine you'd need like a compass or something to get it all the proper dimensions, right? Yeah. What was a sacrificed on it? Would increase the value? I wouldn't know. I have no idea what people sacrifice. I'm not a person who sacrifices. The month is the hazel moon, the surgeon, the Bailey full moon, arriving August 28th. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, I did a stream during the buck moon last weekend. Was the buck moon, and I did my last Thursday. We did a live stream out in my grove. I went out there. I was hoping to get some images of the moon, but unfortunately, it was covered by the clouds. But I like going out to my grove during full moons to take up all that lunar energy, right? Jordan Maxwell stuff. People compare me to Jordan Maxwell all of the time. Now, I've never watched Jordan Maxwell, no. But I hear that all the time. They're like, you're Jordan Maxwell. Well, he sounds like a wonderful entertainer. Is there a difference between the pentacle and the pentagram? I don't think so. Now, people will say this going upside down is a pentagram. It could be a pentagram going up. It's just semantics, really. Pentacle is a traditional way of defining it for my ancestors, right? The pentagram, I think, is more of a modern presentation of it. But what the hell do I know, right? Yeah, but we call it a pentangle here. That's more appropriate in terms of honoring my ancestors. Yeah, 13 represents 13 moons. Ooh, look at that. The 13th sign. There it is. What is that called again? Ophius or Cophius or something like that. The leap year in the astrology, right? I always say it wrong, right? Similar looking message. Yeah, that's what I'm told. Jordan Maxwell. How do you like Eckhart Tolle? I enjoy Eckhart Tolle. I enjoy. He has a lot of wisdom. Eckhart Tolle. He is very famous, right? I think he's very humble. Ophiuchus, there you are. Is a 13, yeah. Now the only famous, some of these famous New Age people, like that Hindu guy. What's his name again? He got caught on Epstein Island. I'm not a fan of him. When I would watch him, he's not saying anything that really makes any sense to me. I think he plays off people's ignorance. Like, you are consciousness, you are not real, right? He goes around telling people they're not real. What was his name again? The Hindu guy. I forgot what he got caught on Epstein Island. Yeah, let me find his name. Famous. Let me find what his name is. Famous Hindu spiritual people on Oprah. Let me find his name so I get it right. It just slips my Hindu New Age people, New Age teachers. Let's see here. Let me find him, what his name is here, for your entertainment leisure. I got to get it right. It's not Sadhguru, no. Why isn't he on this list? That was on Oprah. On Oprah. Let me see here. my AI is like not giving me all the wrong people here that I want, right? Yeah, Chopra, that's it. Thank you, Vixen. Deepak Chopra, Epstein Island. And he apologized for it. I mean, you've lost all credibility to me by being involved in something like that. You don't have a voice anymore in the public. Now, that doesn't mean you can't be redeemed, that you can't have value in your life. But, being involved in something that's scandalous, it's time to retire, right? And go live in the wilderness and, make something of the rest of your life, right? That was terrible to but he never really jived with me. Pentagrams, I usually don't have circles around it either. Yeah. It's a star upside down. That means negativity. Negativity meaning not in an evil sense, but a negative and positive charge, right? Mix up your spelling. Oh, let's see. How many? Let's see here. Where are we at? Spiritual entertainment, my friends. I'm here for your entertainment leisure for another 20 minutes. I will be with you. Don't forget to do all that liking and subscribing stuff here. Why is my computer lagging now? Let me because I know that my conversation on here is different. There it is. All right. D-Chop literally strings random buzzwords together. He's a grifter. Yeah, I never found out. You're not real. And then he'll say something like he plays off the ignorance of the people and they feel all amazed. I never found any value in that, right? Let's see. Dick Sider is here. Oh boy. What are you doing to cite us? Yeah. Try laughing with him. That's right. That's the best way to do it. Clear the browser history. Why? What are you doing with Dixon Citus? Why do we have to worry about your browser history here? I've never brought those two together. I don't put my wiener in my drinks. Is that like a pastime for where you come from? To flavor it up? A little dipping sauce, maybe? Joyce Myers. Oh my. Now, Joyce Myers, I have gone to many of her things because I had a friend who was into Joyce Myers. In her early era, in the 90s, she was not into the prosperity shit. She had, I believe, a genuine spiritual awakening in her life that really benefited, it was in the Christian context, that was very helpful to many people. Like I had a friend, she was about to end her life, and she went to one of these Joyce Meyer things. And after that, she started following around the country. So I got to see Joyce Meyer many times. And it was always positive. It was encouraging. But unfortunately, she got into the prosperity shit. I believe she has renounced that, if I am not mistaken, right? Now, Pentecostals are always weird, right? But a lot of them are good-hearted and genuine people. A lot of them. They want to experience something. And that is the only thing they've been exposed to is, the tongue speakings and prophesying and stuff. That's the only symbols that they have, which most people find bizarre, right? And I've been in that atmosphere. I understand most of it is just psychological symbols. From people on the outside, you think they're all lunatics, which they're not. Some of these people are quite intelligent, but that's been the only symbols that they've had to express their psychology. Oh, let's see. You are told putting your penis in your cider is healthy? Yeah. Look at Bradley Bear. He's interested. Maybe you can go out on a date. Look at that. What's your Grindr profile information, Bradley? So we can help our friend Dick and Cider. They might fall off, Daniel. Yeah, we got to be careful with that, Daniel. Who are you tittling about now? Oh, I don't know. I can't keep up. That's some angel dancing, Sam. Look at that. How are things? Our trick. How's it going, Thomas? You talking about my side business of male prostitution? It's going well. I'm trying to retire, but I have 8 mouths to feed and 3 grandchildren, and so I have to hit the streets. I'm definitely hitting them today. We're only at 57 likes. We're not. If I don't, 100 in 20 minutes. I don't know if we're going to get there today. So I'm definitely going to be at the street corners today. Maybe we'll do better later in our video game stream around. I'm probably going to get around maybe 4 or so, but normally 5 p.m. is going to be when our show starts. Let's see. Do you think that most religions start as mostly good, but now change too much? Yeah, I think that a lot of religion is really a response to someone's experience, right? And they want to continue that experience, and it gets defined in certain ways, and people get stuck, and when you're stuck, you have dogma and demands, and that's when it becomes very unhealthy. Yeah, dogma to me is a great evil in the world that keeps humanity stuck, right? Look at all of the religions that have dogma. How do they keep the dogma in place? Like, if you have a wonderful teaching, you don't have to make it a dogma. It'll be wonderful, right? People who will want it, they'll enjoy it. But when you make it in a dogma, you're implying that if you don't adhere to it, there will be consequences, right? If you have a religion that's wonderful, people should like, oh, that's a wonderful teaching. But no, dogma says, believe it or else, right? That's what makes it evil, in my opinion. I don't have a problem with doctrines, because people need teachings in their religions. But when it comes to dogma, right, that's when it becomes very unhealthy. That's why Christianity is unhealthy to me. And the history is all there for what it has done in the world in terms of, the betterment of humanity. Oh, so that's what you mean by in bed by 8. Oh, yes. I am a master of procreation, my friend. It just keeps happening. I'm glad I have erectile dysfunction now, because I could probably have 20 or 30 children by now, right? ED has been a lifesaver to me, right? Oh, butt insurance for the bad. Yeah, you always have to have butt insurance, right? If you're a male prostitute. Yeah. Why do all religions have an evil side, Satan? They need to explain the problem of evil. So they create scapegoats for it, right? Down with the dogma. You tell them, Natalie. Down with the dogma. Are you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. No dogma. OPP, yes. Dogma, no. Right? Naughty by nature, yes. Dogma by nature, no. Right? Some of you probably don't remember that song, do you? You down with OPP? Right? That was 1992, 91. Naughty by Nature were a hip hop group that introduced the world to the saying OPP. Now you can Google that and discover what it means for yourself. Just that funny dude. Dud, welcome. Welcome to, what is this? This is spiritual entertainment, comedy and spirituality together in one place. For the next 16 minutes, I will be here. Dealing in absolutes only for the Sith. Yeah, well, the Jedi are they're just as guilty as the Sith. The whole idea of Sith exists because of Jedi, and vice versa, right? People want to scapegoat, blame it on the rain. Yeah. They have a dark element like Satan to make you afraid and behave. Certainly. Oh, yeah. You remember the song, Ara? Oh, and live to Survivor. You remember it as well? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a senior citizen, so I got to experience all of the wonderful development of hip hop. I was there at the beginning, right? Rap music came out of punk. Did you know that? One of the first popular rap songs uh, came from Blondie, right? Now she wasn't heavy into the punk, but the new wave music that took all types of elements. Blondie, back in the 70s, she was like the first rapper, right? In terms, I mean, you could see rap music in all different beginnings, but she was the one that really that it took off with, in my opinion. Let's see, Vanilla Ice. Oh, he was wonderful. Yeah, he's a wonderful. He's into politics and shit now. I loved watching his home improvement show. You ever watch that? He's like a neighbor here in Florida, and he would always go around building houses, and he had a wonderful TV show that was very enjoyable. Did I ever go to a healer for my back? Oh, I've been to all kinds of healers for it, certainly. Like we had here in Florida, there's a known healer called Maria Roca. And she's a Catholic woman, and she would go to different churches doing healings. And I helped in one of her events where she was doing healing. Now it was interesting because she would hear a voice and say, "This person has this," and what was funny, she's like, "This is embarrassing. You've been dealing with hemorrhoids really bad." And a young lady comes forward and gets the healing from the hemorrhoids. I mean, this wasn't like you'd find in these. This was all private. This was a private meeting that local churches were invited to in the Catholic Church. She was a genuine person. She wasn't like these Pentecostal preacher things that you would see. She was a genuine human being, Maria Roca. She had an experience of the Virgin Mary. And after that, she had a healing ministry that she would do at Catholic churches. And so I went to her to get a healing. Nothing happened. I've been to various healers in Christianity, and I've experienced healing before, but never for my back. My back, I think, is part of my journey, part of my experience. And to get a physical healing from it, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So I think it's necessary. Part of your old age of growing, your body starts falling apart, right? Oh, I love the Beastie Boys. Yeah, oh yeah. I remember I was in like 5th or 6th grade when they first come out with their "You Got a Right to Party." Remember that? Yeah, Run DMC, certainly. Let's see here. I went down my family tree. My mother, my father, my brother, and D. These fries are Daryl's. These burgers are Ronald's. You remember that song? The Sugar Hill Gang. Yeah, they were one of the foundational rappers. Yeah. Where did she have the experience with Mary? At her house. Said she was doing dishes, and the Virgin Mary appeared to her. Yeah, people came from all over in the area where I lived to see her. I believe she generally was a healer, but I did not get healed from her. What is my pendant? It's a triskelion. This is what you'll find. A lot of my ancestors, they found their spirituality in a triskelion. This one's at Newgrange, over in Ireland. My Irish ancestors. There's one right there. Natalie put one up there. That is Kid Edwin's a pentangle right there. I'm still young. Yeah, well, I'm 50 years old. The cup is halfway empty now. So I am beginning to enter into the, preparing to die mode, right? Um, and yeah, 50 is young, middle age. Yeah. You need a little barley in your cup there. You got the popcorn out. Oh my. You got 55 more years. Yeah. Um, my grandmother, she is 94 years old. A lot of people in my family live a long time, right? My great grandmother lived to 96. A lot of the gentlemen don't make it that long, right? Um, but I'm in excellent health. My doctor said, like, besides my arthritis, I am in pristine. I get all I take vitamins. Vitamins have helped, I think, keep me looking younger than normal. Because I got, excuse me, I got carded for beer up until like 48 years old. I had less gray hair. Now I have lots of gray hair. But when I would shave my head, people thought I was a lot younger. Crone life is wonderful. You're entering the crone era. You have two turds. You are a turd. You are one turd Irish. Look at you. Your great grandmother lived to be 100. Damn, that is old, right? Well, our humanity, I think, is more healthier than ever, right? And compared to our ancestors, there's going to be a lot of people living to old age. I mean, especially with the technologies that we are coming up with. I'm born in the year of the dragon. That's right. There's 76, the fire dragon, and I'm also a water sign, Cancer. Yeah, the fire dragon. That's my life, right? It's pretty much there. I mean, fire dragons, they usually, when they're entering into their older age, that's when things really start taking off, right? At least that's what I've been told for fire dragons. He did it like this, he did it like that, he did it with a wiffle ball bat. Is that, who sang that? Was that the, that is from a rap song. I forgot who the author is, right? But I remember reciting that phrase when I was a young man. Hello from Sweden. Good to see you, Frederick. You rather not live to 100 after caring for someone who did. Yeah. A lot of people don't want to live that long. I don't. I certainly don't. 77 is where you are to get to. Yeah. 80 years old, I think you've lived a good life, right? Did you know that Einstein, he died in his 70s? And he had the opportunity to carry out life longer through pharmaceuticals, right? Big pharma. He said, no, I've done my part. I've lived my life. I want to die naturally. And that's commendable, I think, right? Excuse me. You swear this is true. You were born in the year of the tiger with the element of wood. Tiger Woods. Look at you. Are you a golfer? Are you a golfer? You like enjoying? Mohammed Aesop is here. Good to see you, Mohammed Aesop. Good to have you here. You respect that very much. Yeah. Yeah, we got people from all over the world here. Isn't that neat? You get carded too, Latasha, and you'll be 50 in December, right? Yeah, there's a lot of people that retain that youthful vitality, right, for quite a long time into the old age. And for me, vitamins. I started taking vitamins, I think maybe my 40s, early 40s, around there, 30s. I think in the like 35, I started using vitamins every day, all kinds of different supplements. Let's see. You got carded, yeah. Let's see. No, I hate. You do? I am Albert Rodriguez, the third, not the third. Well, welcome, Albert. We're glad that you can be here outside of a toilet environment. Very helpful to our people here that we're able to have you participate without stinking up the place. Yeah. Let's see here. Spiritual entertainment, my friends. Got 5 minutes left. Don't forget to hit the like button. And I do this every morning, 8:30 a.m. during the weekdays, weekends, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every evening, video games, usually, or Dungeons and Dragons. So tonight we're playing Dwarvahold, which will be at round 4 probably. The developer has been involved in the streams of the game. It's a wonderful game. It's in early access, but it's an old school dungeon crawl, and the difficulty is right there. If you, it's not an easy game. I've had to restart several times, and the early access, you get about 20 hours of content. So I'm about 8 hours in, and it's well done. The game is well done. I've enjoyed it very much. So I'm hoping to get through the early access and return back to it at the end of the year. It's going to be about 12 months before, next summer probably they're going to finish. So I used to, when I started Steam, I get like hundreds and hundreds of free games because I did reviews. I think I got like several hundred reviews on Steam, from what I recall, because I used to do that, help developers out, right? I did that when I was younger, but I don't mind doing it again because I didn't really do gaming for a while, and I'm getting back into it, and it's been very beneficial to what I do here. Oh, let's see here. RPG, my friend. RPG. Shake it, don't break it. I took your mom 9 months to make it. Who's saying that? Who's saying that, right? You're busting out the bars here. You couldn't make it last night. You got held up away. No problem, my friend. Me and Brother Blake here, we served the Emperor together, and we imposed the justice on the Xenos. We defeated them with all integrity and honor. We had a tech marine with us to cover your tracks while you were away. But certainly we will return to that together in the Emperor's name and defeat all of these dark powers, these servants of Nergal, right, in the universe. D&D is nice. I started playing when you were 16, 34 years. You play Magic the Gathering. Yeah. I love Dungeons and Dragons. Every Friday night we live stream it here. Love the game very much. Some guy goes on live streams rubbing his ingrown hairs. Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit on YouTube, isn't there? Right? You remember the original Magic the Gathering starter polo packs. Look at that. Going back in time here, right? You watch my D&D streams, Kim, you enjoy them? Yeah. We have a good time. Sometimes we don't even fight any battles. It's all drama. It's all role play. That's what I emphasize in my games. You could beat the enemies even without even having to fight them, right? Goblin, you love Nergal? Terrible. He's such a dark and evil being. All of these heretics support this entity. In the Emperor's name, we will stamp them out, right? I heard you pray to the Emperor like a true believer yesterday. That's right. The Emperor is my life, right? Like 1993 or so. There's what is the name of it, right? My Emperor is not dead, he's alive. He is alive. How dare you say that? How dare you speak ill of the emperor? The emperor protects. The emperor reaches down from beyond, and his presence encourages us. I'm going to start preaching about the emperor now. The goblin here. You are in contradiction to the values of all Terrans. Lato Gameplays is here. Good to see you, our good friend. Lato Gameplays, good to have you here in the morning. Oh my, look at that, my friends. We have come to the conclusion of our wonderful broadcast. I will return to you again later on today to play some games with you. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow morning for Voice of the Bard, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great rest of your day, my friends.